Well, thank you for the job. I mean, thank you for the opportunity to, well, thank you for the job. I mean, but I have to pull back a little bit and recognize that, well, thank you for the job. I mean, but I have to pull back a little bit and recognize what enables us as a department to do excellent work. So I want to acknowledge my team. Thank you for creating a great environment for me to work in and to be those that I can work alongside of and enjoy it. Thank you for that. To work in and to be those that I can work
I also want to acknowledge
alongside
my family, who is my main support in supporting me going to work every day.
So my wife Sherry is here, my daughter December, my son Ethan, and my mom Betty is also here. Finally, I want to recognize and give thanks to my Lord and my God, Jesus. And it is him that has made me who I am, and he gets the credit, not me. So, thank you.
You were worried you were going to hit the mic.
I'm going to say adjusted your sound. Good catch. Your team.
Okay, now we'll go on to July. Super.
July.
Boy, of the month.
Thank you. We honor Selena Guzman, Transportation Scheduler and Student Services, July 2025. Selena began her career at FCSS as a program assistant in our special education county operated programs. For the past 5 years, she has held her current position, consistently demonstrating her exceptional value. Selena goes above and beyond in intentional and thoughtful ways. Many of the projects assigned to her are novel, but she has an excellent ability to complete them independently and efficiently. In addition to creating and maintaining the daily transportation routes for the students in our county-operated programs, Selena also successfully coordinates more than 100 buses each year, for Kids Day and the Transportation for Schools outings, and ensures that all students in wheelchairs have access and many other disabilities. She also monitors the location, movement, and maintenance of our van fleet. During the foggy day season, she rises before sunrise to check conditions and communicate with staff and parents about delayed transportation routes. Wow, that's a big one. As the sole transportation scheduler for our organization, she has worked diligently to reduce her costs for districts by consolidating routes whenever possible. She has also held her transportation vendor accountable for services, resulting in savings of up to $131,000 for the districts in 1 year. Selena, your keen ability, yes, that's a clap. Your keen ability to think through difficult situations and devise solutions is invaluable. Your excellent work ethic and positivity have enabled you to build meaningful relationships with coworkers. Thank you for being so dedicated.
Selena, joy that day to acknowledge you. For those of you in the room, some of you have heard about how our protocol goes. We walk in the room and quietly people start to assemble, and then you start to realize somebody's going to get some major announcement. And this group is pretty exceptional. So this is at least the third time we've gathered in that small little workroom in the last 1 year. I was watching Selena when we were announcing her, and she was so humble and so she realized it was her. which was very, very, very moving because nobody else in the room was surprised by that, my friend. And then Cindy Schreidner, who's our new HR director, said something really, really important when she was acknowledging Selena's contributions to our organization. She said that from the perspective of a district, Cindy's been with us a little over 7 or 8 months. She said that from the perspective of the district, Selena is like the #1 representative of our office. At sunrise and sunset, when kiddos need to successfully and safely be picked up and then delivered back home to their parents. And when you realize the level of responsibility that you have, it's kind of astounding. Then when you realize that you have worked diligently on the book side, not just the heart side of transporting kids, but on the book side to save money, that builds trust. 29 superintendents look to you to save them money year after year after year, even though there are extraordinary rising costs to our special ed program and transporting our students. The fact that you're saving them money reminds them regularly that they can trust us. So we're very grateful that you are on the front line serving kids the way that you do and representing our office in a way that's fiscally responsible and builds trust with our superintendent. So thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Sure. I'll be first. Well, Selena, just want to thank you for your hard work. My first official internship that I did, it was at the migrant office for FCSS. And my job was to coordinate all the buses that were going to transport the kids to Fresno State from the rurals. And it was very hard. It's not an easy task, but I know, it was so important to make sure that those kids had access to career day and college education, and those services that were going to be provided at Fresno State. And so I knew that job was so important. And I hope you know that your job is so important, and that as a parent, I know one of my biggest fears is in sending my kids to school is I'm going to be without them and not taking care of them, and who's going to take care of them better than me or my mom or my husband. And getting to school safe is such an important thing. And thank you so much for the work that you do in making sure that our students are at school safe. And yes, the part about being fiscally responsible is so important. And yes, I agree. It builds a lot of trust because it shows that you really are being effective and you care about the vendor doing their job, and that we're getting our money's worth. So thank you so much for that.
I'll just jump in, and today was the first time I had a chance to meet you. And I would love to tell this little story. I came in, I introduced myself, I met her family, and I said to her son, "Wow, don't you think your mom's pretty good?" He goes, "No, she's not. She's awesome." And we think so too. So thank you for correcting me and saying that. So we couldn't be prouder and more fortunate than to have an employee like you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the one note I wrote down is I kind of thought of you as during the foggy season, you rise before sunrise to check conditions and communicate with staff and parents about the delayed transportation route. So I was like, you're your own ABC 30. I was like, that's. I always watch or channel 24, 25. Whichever channel a person may be watching that morning. I grew up in a school district where channel 30 had to say it was going to be 100 degrees and you could wear shorts. That was the ticker for me as a child. But I thought of that, what a task to be to inform all these parents of it's foggy. So the bus is going to be late, and having to coordinate all those items, and what a monumental task that would be to make all those communications with all those parents, and trying to, in my own mind, think of what does that phone communication tree look like? And I hope there's an automated phone system that can do that, not a person calling. So I hope that has that. But thank you very much for that, and thank you for all that you do for our students here.
Wow, Selena, aren't you amazing? And of course, what he just mentioned is where I was kind of stuck a little bit with the foggy day notifications. And those of us that live here in the valley, we know about that fog, the thick fog and the dewy, what is it called?
Tule.
Tule fog. Thank you. I don't know why I just got back from a conference. I'm still in Napa, and I hope I brought the cool weather back with me for you all. But the Tule fog, and it's serious, and we know in our rural communities how that fog will settle and how you have to be on top of that in order to give your early notifications to the families that are in the rural communities, that they need a 3-hour notification, a 2-hour notification that there is going to be a delay in that bus for their students and for their children. And so the capacity of that, and yes, there is an automatic tree, and I know it, 'cause there's no way. But just the capacity of it and the building of it and the oversight of it. And so now, to your handsome boys that you have here with you that are just so excited that their mother is being honored. Did you see the picture of your mother in the elevator as you rode up? Yes. I know you did. I know you did. Are you just so excited? Was that the best? I'm so glad you saw it. I knew you did. Just so handsome, just stellar. And then in the midst of all of this, you're still raising your family and your husband, and you're just outstanding. You are the special angel of the transportation department with her magic wand. And she does like that. And then the tree line goes out, and then all the parents know, okay, we've got a 2-hour delay because of the fog. And your team that stands behind you and that's working with you. And you're just outstanding. We're just so grateful that we have you on the team, and you're just working so diligently. You're cost effective, and you're saving us money. You're time effective, and you're causing no delays. You're just outstanding. We're just grateful for you, the services that you're providing to the county, to our students, to our parents, to our constituents. Thank you.
In addition to everything else that's been said, there's one line in here that I'd like to repeat that I think is very significant. And a business leader and philanthropist, Mr. Batoyan, you'll understand this, that your keen ability to think through difficult situations and devise solutions is invaluable. That every organization, every business that's crucial and you do it on a daily basis. And we thank you. Thank you very much.
But I do want to say
Neither did
thank
we.
you. I want to say thank you to my whole department. I really could not do my job without them because we all have to work together for everything as far as the communication goes. Understanding the needs of every student that we transport, and the fiscal side, our executive team, I really could not do that without everybody and their communication and the relationships that I get to have with all of them every day. So I'm just thankful for them. I'm thankful that my family was able to be here, my husband and my boys. And so a coworker mentioned to me the other day or yesterday, and I just appreciated how she said, I get to go to their award ceremonies, at school. And so this time they got to see them also.
Okay, now we move on to another special one. Superintendent Superstar.
To recognize our July Superintendent Superstar. You don't just get to sit there and relax. Jacob, a recent graduate of our Career Technical Education Charter High School, embodies excellence, leadership, and impact. As a gifted fabricator and artist, Jacob took first place in both the regional and state Skills USA welding sculpture competitions, and he will represent California at the national level, an incredible accomplishment that reflects his exceptional skill and dedication. He thrived during his internship at Advanced Metalworks, where he received advanced industry training and sharpened his welding skills. Beyond the workshop, Jacob served his peers as student body president for 2 years, modeling for his classmates what it truly means to be an ambassador for CETA and encouraging prospective students to follow in his footsteps. He also served as a student representative on the Fresno County Board of Education,
Indeed.
using his voice to advocate for the future of education. At our office, first floor, check it out. A tribute to the many layers of influence in a student's educational journey, captured not only his craftsmanship, but his deep appreciation for educators and the ripple effect they create. Jacob's vision has even reached beyond California. He was commissioned to create a sculpture for the Price Sculpture Forest in Washington. Thoughtful, creative, and community-minded, Jacob is a young man already making fast. Congratulations.
So our Jacob came today thinking he was going to perform his routine report, and then he was going to make a special announcement, right? Do you want to share it right now? About your sister? Oh, I'll let you say it in an acceptance speech up here in a second. Okay. Anyways, it was his mom and dad, Mr. and Mrs. Cavazos. If you want to stand for just a second so we can say congratulations on keeping the surprise. He's going to talk to you later about that. But you are clearly exceptional parents, and we're so grateful you shared Jacob with us. Jacob, this was a beautiful write-up. It only barely describes how exceptional you are. For example, you are the first in our history to be our student board representative. And we're so proud to have student voice and represented in decision-making that we have here. And that you were the first representative is just a fairly high standard. It's pretty special that you were our first. The fact that you created our fountain for us, and the words you chose to share with us about your inspiration with the fountain, I see it every single morning, as do all team members from FCSS, and it's very, very, very moving to know that you were paying attention, frankly, to the investments we were making in the youth in Fresno County Schools. So I could go on and on, but I will not. I just want to say, first, I'm thrilled that we surprised you with this. That was really, really fun. And second, you are in our history books and in our hearts. We are so thrilled that you've been such a big part of our lives, and we wish you all the best as you graduate from CTEC and go on. Congratulations.
You get to.
He goes,
I'll go.
definitely gotta go first.
I had to
gotta
like
get you
lean
down.
over to Dr.
Yeah.
Clyde because I wanted to see your face.
I know,
He's like, what are you doing? I was like,
I know.
I wanted to
This
see
is
your
our
look
baby.
of surprise.
This is our
I wanted to
baby.
see your look of surprise when she announced your face, and I got to see it. But no, it's been a real pleasure, Jacob, to watch as you've grown, see the projects that you've participated in, see your leadership there at CTEC, watch some of the projects that you've supplied here, watch your reports, get to interact with you, and kind of see as you've grown as a person is what I want to call it. Thank you for what you've done for that, the example that you've provided while we've been on campus, to this year leadership while you're there on campus. It'll be exciting to see where you go, and what you do, and the lasting impressions you leave on our work, and how art moves people, and the impressions that it leaves on people for the rest of their lives. Thank you for that and the contributions that you've given to us as a community.
me go while I can try to keep it together. Jacob, this is our baby for all of you to know. Well, I'll say my baby because he is just so stellar, so amazing. Has grown so much since he's been here with us on the board. And I'm just so proud of you. Your capacity is limitless. You can be and accomplish anything you want. And you know that. And if you don't, you're learning it. And I'm just overjoyed right now with you and so happy for what your future holds. And even more excited for once you come back and bring your talents, because I'm hoping you will go abroad and grow even more and challenge yourself even more to accomplish what your full fruition is. Because the sky is limitless for you. Your natural talents is exhibited downstairs. And you've left a part of yourself with us here that we get to enjoy daily. Your talent, your love, your compassion, your brilliance, the level of thought that it took just to even create. Everything that you put into it, a part of you left with us. And we're grateful because we're going to miss you. We really are. I'm going to miss you. And seeing you graduate, and I just stood up because I just had to, and you walk into me and the smile on your face. I'm just so happy and proud of you. And you know how I feel about you. So go forward, make us proud, come back, bring your talents and share them amongst our community. Congratulations to you, my love. Oh, let me not then to the parents. Oh my God, let me tell you, what you have poured into your son is amazing. The self-sacrifice, everything is just the fruition of it is amazing. And I know what it takes. I have 3 daughters and I know the self-sacrifice to make sure he's where he needs to be, when he needs to be there, that he's engaged, and everything that it has taken, mom, dad, and the rest of the family, your whole village, it has, you showed up and showed out. I just want you to know that. Stellar work, parents, stellar work, parents. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, so I do share something with my colleague as well. When I first heard you speaking here at the dais, and just I always, if you saw me with a big smile, it's because I was picturing my son, because I have a 4-year-old son and I have a 2-year-old daughter. So whenever I see you and then your sister in the welding class, like I couldn't help but think like, oh my gosh, this could be my son and my daughter, and it, as a mom, you always think about what your kids are going to do in the future. Are they going to be successful? Are they going to love the work they do? How can I guide them to really be who they're meant to be, right? Because our job as parents isn't necessarily to tell our kids to be something, but to really help them be who they're supposed to be. And I think your parents have done an amazing job in doing that and being able to provide you a space where you can grow your talents and be able to make it possible for you to really nourish that and be successful at it. And so I admire you a lot. I'm sad that I only got a short time to be, present in your life and see the success that you've had. But you have served as a great example for other students who are wanting to go to CTEC, and you are now serving as that potential of where they could be if they really put in the hard work. And CTEC is going to support all of that. And I'm trying to be an ambassador of CTEC for that reason, because I know and I've seen the results in you. And so keep up the great work. I can't wait to see what you continue to do, and you're very deserving of this honor. So congratulations.
I'll jump in. I don't know how much more can be said, Jacob, but I'm going to reflect on one time when I observed you at school. And I think you were the project leader for a team that you were working with, because you're all doing team projects. And you were just so great about communicating with your peers. And I could tell that your peers so respected you, and it was mutual. I mean, it's not somebody on a pedestal. It was a peer to peer, but the collaboration and the communication was really remarkable, at least from my perspective as a visitor. I know that a lot of acknowledgement has given to you and your family and your parents, but I'm going to say they're like a special welding teacher too, right? Who happens to be Dad. But congratulations to all of you. I will say during the year, there was one point I was worried about you. You looked like you were losing weight. And I just assumed it was because you're working so darn hard. Now, I hope that you continue to take care of yourself as well as all the other people around you that you seem to care so much about, and the school and the organizations. But we look forward to hearing from you with your next steps. If I recall, I think you were planning City College, and so you can tell us all about that when you get to the podium. But congratulations, Jacobs, and we look forward to seeing more of you.
Real quick, I just remember seeing Jacob once, not in a school setting and not here, but up in the mountains at Bashan, where I spent all summer at my other businesses. And he walks up with a cowboy hat. He says hi to me, and I had to blink. Is that Jacob? But he was with some other friends, and they were out enjoying nature, and I thought that was really special. And another special thing that I noticed here, that he was student body president for 2 years. Most kids are 1 year. And I think that speaks well of their opinion of him. But what really needs to be spoken well is my opinion of his parents. You did great. You really did yourselves well, did our community well, did the school well, and served him well. And I especially want to thank you for that. Thank you. Now you get to come up.
I thought I was gonna say something completely different, to be honest. When I heard, or when all the teacher employees of the month went up first, this is what I was going to say. So here it goes. Good evening, everyone. It has truly been an honor to serve as the student representative for CTEC over the past 2 years. Or, I'm sorry. This role has been an incredible opportunity, and I am sincerely grateful to have been part of Fresno County Boards of Education board meetings. Throughout this experience, I've had the privilege of witnessing the passion, resilience, and dedication of students and staff across our country. Individuals who are making meaningful impacts in their schools, families, and communities. I leave this role inspired and motivated to continue striving for that same level of impact. So to go over your question about where I'm going to go for college, I will be attending Fresno City for a year, majoring in art. After that, I plan to transfer to Fresno State to major in Artsville. I'm trying to get my bachelor's in art right now. So I'm hoping that goes very well. Thank you for entrusting me with this responsibility. It has been a privilege I will always carry with pride. With that, it is my absolute pleasure and honor to introduce the next CTEC student representative, CTEC's very own student body president, and my sister, Teresa.
Talking about, there we go.
I know she will represent our school and students effectively.
It's okay.
Please.
Come on.
Elementary, I did middle school, so we were both online together and all high school. She's somebody who always inspired me. I know about my family, inspired by them, whole school, inspired by them. So very honored to be on the big here. Represent the capital.
Oh, good.
Well, as everybody as moved as I am, I'm like, well, let's take a picture, Jacob. And, Mr. Matoyan, wasn't that one of the more moving ones? Oh, my goodness. You need to come in. I'm going to, know you will want to. It'll show that you're.
You now own the white shirt.
You should. She took care of it. Yeah. Congratulations. He's so tall he could actually. I hit my chin on it.
Okay, we'll move on to a couple of presentations now for 25-26 annual board projects. Yeah, don't forget that. For Cornerstone Community Care and Special Olympics, Northern California.
I have the privilege of doing this introduction. So last month, our board made decisions. We have a little fund that we get to select some projects that we want to support that impact our students in the county. And two of the four projects will be receiving checks today. The first one is Cornerstone Community Care. Let me just tell you a little bit about them. They're an organization, nonprofit organization located right here downtown. And one of their projects, I visited as a Rotarian a couple months ago. And we got a great tour and we learned about all these different projects that they're doing, their food project and their showers for homeless people and all these other things. And one of the things that Mr. Rivera mentioned was they have this project, Student Aid. And this is a project that we're going to help fund this year. Project Student Aid provides backpacks to 100 students and needy students that otherwise wouldn't have their own backpacks in schools of need, as well as 8 bicycles a year, 2 each quarter as incentives that the school can choose how to use those bicycles for attendance or GPA or whatever it is that they want to motivate their kids for. And then the families, or 5 families, receive Thanksgiving food packages, and other kids are invited to a holiday project. I mean, they just provide so many different things. And so I was so impressed with what they could do. So far, their projects have been in Fresno Unified only. Being a county person, I'm like, we got to get one out there in the county. So along with this project, we've selected Layton Elementary School to be the recipient of the Project Student Aid through Cornerstone Community Care. I'd like to present this check to Mr. Matt Rivera from Cornerstone Community Care. He's their development director. Also, Pearl Reyna from Cornerstone Community Care is the project director for Project Student Aid. And today also with us is Superintendent Lupe Nieves from Layton Unified. So I don't know if you, Paul, Matt, if you wanted to say a few words, and then we'll assemble right in front for photos, and the board can stand behind, and we'll get to celebrate some really good
I
work.
look forward to reporting back to you at the end of the year, what all has happened, how excited it will be.
Thank
It's all
you.
said.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're hoping to get a report, so we'll arrange that. Okay, I'll go this way.
I think you guys all have to shift.
We have to keep the emblem.
And here,
Everybody shift to the.
Keep moving. Move to your left. No, he's gonna push them. He's gonna push you guys.
also, we have also, they, my mind. With the district, but teams of women should be working together to make sure this project happens. Thank you. Oh, my.
You might as well just go up. You want to stay up? Yeah. You want this one?
Yeah. So, secondly, the second, organization, which actually we are funding, parts of two of their projects, will be Special Olympics, where we are funding, part of the Young Athletes Program, as well as the Unified Champion Schools Middle School, expansion project. So Special Olympics serves our special, students all around, not only here in Fresno County, but throughout Northern California. So this is Special Olympics Northern California. Molly Marquez, who is here today, called me one day and said, you know, we really could use some funding somehow, somewhere. I think she was probably thinking that our little family farm might be something. But, I said, well, what do you think about this? The timing is right. And so, I'm really proud of the fact that this board was, supportive of Special Olympics. I have never had the opportunity to go to a Special Olympics event. And I know that many people are involved, not only in special needs kids, but other athletes as well, and multiple schools. So this is a great opportunity for students, at least across Fresno County, to participate in these two programs. So I'd like to introduce Molly Marquez. This is Mr. Garcia here? Also, no? Okay. Okay, so this is Molly Marquez, representing Special Olympics. She also, would you introduce the other people that are with you today?
Yes, I have my colleague Phoebe and one of our athlete leaders. Blown away by the joy in this room today. So many celebrations. This is just phenomenal. And we are so humbled and honored to be a part of this today. And we're so grateful for your support of the efforts that are being done in our schools with Special Olympics, helping to make sure that every child has a chance to feel included and unified and take that joy with them throughout their life. So we're really laying the foundation with our little ones, and we appreciate support that will help us do that as they grow and become leaders within our organization and help spread awareness throughout the whole community. Thank you so much.
I'd love to hear, Andrew, what sports do you participate in?
Mic check. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, so I participate in 3 sports. I play basketball, soccer, and softball. Those are the sports I play. And first, I want to say thank you for inviting me here today to represent the Special Olympics, because Special Olympics is really good. And it's basically a family. Everybody's a part of the family, and it's just not gonna leave so much for everybody in this Special Olympics, like for sports, and they gave us individuals with disabilities a chance to travel as a team and travel on the road, and that's just amazing. And those kind of memories, that'll stay with them for the rest of their lives. So I want to say thank you and thank you for having me.
I think Andrew's mom might be there too. She might be the one behind you. Did you have another staff member you wanted to? Oh, well, come on. They brought a nice big check. I didn't think it's really fun.
They brought a check for us to fill in.
Thanks for coming. Okay, go first. So much work. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, next thing is a recess. And so we'll break now for about 10 minutes or so. So we'll be back at 2:35, 2:40 maybe. And we adjourn for a recess. 2:40 and we adjourn for a recess. Let's see, this is the community import portion. The public may address the board pursuant to established procedures. No action shall be taken pursuant to California Code Section 54.3. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the Fresno County Board of Education per bylaw 9323. And I haven't gotten any submissions, anything from the floor. Doesn't look like it, so we'll move on. And we'll get into public hearing portion for facilities and operations. Mr. Becker?
Good afternoon, President Clyde, members of the board, Superintendent Gopher. Later today on your agenda is an item for you to consider adopting resolution number 2025-23 regarding participation in the state school facility program. This is commonly referred to as the SFP. It's a little easier to say than state school facility program. This is funded by Proposition 2, which was passed by the voters, as you know, last November. One of the new requirements is Education Code Section 101460B1A. And that was added by Prop 2 to require at least one public hearing to solicit input from the public regarding potential projects being proposed for submission to the SFP. So you have in your table packet a list of possible projects, both new construction and modernization at various sites that we have. And in that is a list, again, of the projects. The majority of these are modernization of our integrated special education classrooms. Those become eligible for modernization funding once they are 20 years old. We have a number of them, we have 15 of those. Additionally, we have current eligibility to submit for modernization for 3 classrooms that we replace with ESSER funding. You can apply retroactively for modernization funding. So Prop 2 wasn't passed, we started walking down that road. So we are going to apply retroactively to try and get modernization funding for the 3 classrooms that we replace, as well as a project that we're currently working on for our special education program, which is a new integrated classroom at Carruthers Elementary School. So those are all projects we have current eligibility for. I also listed projects that will become eligible in the future. Some of these are imminent, some of these are farther out, but I thought I would try and give you a more complete picture. We have 3 more integrated special education classrooms that will become eligible in 2026. And then we have 7 classrooms at Rainmaker because Rainmaker was built in 3 phases. So we have 7 additional classrooms that will become eligible in 2028. Monte Vista in 2033. Seems like it's a long way out. It's going to be here before we know it. Sutherland in 2034. The main classrooms at Herman Toombs will become eligible in 2034. And then the remaining classrooms at Beth Rainmaker in 2026. Lastly, Viola Hines Education Academy will become eligible for modernization in 2038. So the totals on the bottom here, I listed the total current funding amount of $4 million. That's all the projects we're eligible for already. And then there's an additional $10 million of eligibility for projects that will, as time passes, become eligible for. These numbers are conservative numbers. I base them on today's dollars, just the base grant amount in the program. So there are always supplemental grants as you develop the project. So if you end up replacing a fire alarm, you get additional money for that. There are various supplemental grants that you can also receive. There's also a potential 5% bonus on top of this. And it's a point system, and you get it based on your students who receiving free and reduced lunches and the population that we serve. At the size of our school district, we're considered a small school district as a county office. So these are conservative numbers, and we will have to match these. So if on the modernization, typically it's considered a 50-50 program. If we get the 5% bump, it would be 55% state, 45% match. The modernization program starts as a 60-40 program, 60% state, 40% local. So if we got the 5% bump, and I do believe we will qualify for that, it will be 65% from the state, and then we'll have to put in a 35% match. So again, conservative numbers here and a list of possible projects going out into the future. I'm happy to answer any questions you have regarding any of this and how the school facility program works, as well as there any input from the public. So Dr. Clyde, we'll turn it back to you.
Okay, well, I have a quick question. So we're looking at 14 million?
Correct.
Yeah, and that carries it clear out to 2038?
Yes.
That's really not bad. And hopefully we only have to pay half or less.
Yes, and again, I need to qualify that, as we get in those out years, this is all predicated on voters passing additional
And
laws.
additional money, because they're gonna use up to 8.5 billion
Yes.
rather quickly.
Yes, as a matter of fact, there's a nuance that modernization funding in that 8.5 billion has already been earmarked, but there was a reservation of 400 million for small schools that they set aside, and that money is still working through the regulatory process of how the state's going to distribute that, but that's the money that we are targeting. That's for the modernization.
Is the 400 million.
Yes.
Now, on Vi Hines, you have 1.2 million. Are we still talking about the covering over the whole parking lot stuff in the back, or are we gonna modify that?
So separate and aside from that, I'm working on a project with our All for Youth program, the behavioral health program, to put some carport awnings there to cover their mobile vehicles that they're using to serve students out in the community. You're referring to the outdoor learning center that we spoke about.
Correct. With the covering over adjacent to the cafeteria.
Yeah, that is something that a modernization project could fund. It will just depend on the mix of where we're at. 13 years from now.
He has to wait that long to get that thing covered?
So the eligibility for modernization for a relocatable building or a portable, every 20 years. For a permanent building, it's every 25 years. So we completed the rehabilitation at Violet Hines in 2013. So that's how we arrive at.
Okay, but I'm not talking about a revital of the building itself. I'm talking about just an awning.
Yeah, that would have to be separately funded because that would qualify for state bonds as a standalone project. If it's tied in with a construction project that deals with classrooms.
So maybe some of that infrastructure could be helped with the Mortland property sale. That would be, it wouldn't take that much money to do this. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I would guess that sale or the shade project would be about 400,000 based on the ones that we just did.
For the awning? Really? I was thinking more like 100,000. Okay. I'm trying.
Big dreams. Inflation, I mean, I can't imagine that Violet Hines in 2038 modernization is only gonna be 1.2 million.
This number's no inflation.
Right.
Try double that.
Triple, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, well, but it is interesting that the matchings are not necessarily 50-50 anymore. There's different language to that.
It's a little bit more complicated now, but it does benefit small districts.
Okay.
I do have one question. So the modernization that would occur in the classrooms in other school districts, are these separate buildings that we own at those school districts, or we'd be improving their like classroom wing or something?
Yeah, so this list of buildings are all buildings that are owned. We own them. We would be required to re-up the ground lease that we have with the district to reset the term to 40 years. That's a requirement that the state wants us to have a right to be there for 40 years so that, we don't build something and then the district says, no, never mind, and they take it from us. So there's a whole series of things that we'll have to work through to do that, but these are all ones that we.
I haven't been to all of them, so I wasn't sure if we had a classroom in a wing or if we were separate. So we have our own separate facility. Thank you.
That we theoretically could take and move someplace else, but that never happens.
That never works out.
Okay, thank you. Now, report and information, education, innovation, quarterly report. Williamson.
New President Clyde, President Cooper, and members of the board. I am here to present to you the fourth quarter Williams report for our schools. And so this reports on if there were any complaints for instructional materials, for teacher misplacements, or vacancies and facilities, right? And so I'm happy to report for our fourth quarter. This encompasses April 1st through June 30th that we have no complaints for our schools.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Probably one of the easiest reports.
I was just gonna say, you know,
Reports you have to do.
Not if you're not in compliance.
It's the work that goes behind it, we know, not this.
Says a retired school
that's fine.
librarian. Indeed. Thank
okay,
you.
now we get to move into action items. Item J1 has to do with Resolution 2025-23, supporting participation in the state school facility program, establishing authorization, signatures, identifying project, and acknowledging SFP requirements, which we just heard about.
All right, good afternoon. Once again, President Clyde, Board Superintendent Cofer. As I mentioned during the public hearing portion, Prop 2 added some requirements to the school facility program. One was the public hearing that we just completed. Another requirement is that local education agencies will be required to submit a 5-year school facility master plan with project applications. Now, the state is still working through the regulatory process of what exactly that will look like. But this resolution before you addresses our knowledge and awareness of that requirement and willingness to comply with that as they develop those regulations. So this resolution is really covering the changes to the SFP, that we're aware of those, and really doing 3 things. One is it's naming Dr. Cofer, Mr. Cavanato, and myself as district representatives who are authorized to sign documents and applications related to participation in the school facility program. It resolves that we have had a public hearing to get public input regarding potential projects. And lastly is that it resolves that we will submit our 5-year school facility master plan, however they determine that that will look once they pass the regulations. And that we'll submit that master plan within 90 days of them notifying us that they are reviewing our application. So this resolution clears all the hurdles that the state requires to submit with an application. So we'll send an application with this resolution attached while they figure out what master plan looks like. And then once they figure it out, we will prepare the master plan, bring it back to you for approval, and we'll submit that when they are reviewing our applications. So we recommend that the board support this resolution, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
We move to second. Any discussion? Any questions? Roll call, please.
President Clyde,
Yes.
Vice President Masumoto,
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Member Tapcott Munson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Now we'll move on to alternative ed, still under action items. And Mr. Joe Hammond.
Good afternoon, Board President Clyde, board members, Superintendent Cofer. My name is Joe Hammond, Director of Alternative Education, and I am here to present the 2025-2026 school plans for student achievement for Violet Hines Education Academy and Alice M. Worsley School for consideration of board approval. Our schools use these school plans for student achievement to guide how we spend federal funds, particularly Title I, to improve student outcomes. Based on data-driven needs assessments, our schools develop measurable goals and action plans aligned with our local control accountability plan and our WASC school-wide action plan focused on supporting underserved students. The plan is reviewed and approved by the school site council of each school site, ensuring educational partner input and alignment with state and federal requirements. Funds must be used for evidence-based strategies that supplement existing resources, and progress is monitored and updated annually. To answer any questions.
Any questions? Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? Roll call, please.
President Klein,
Yes.
Vice President Matsumoto.
Yeah.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Member Capscott Manson.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pat.
President Clyde,
Yeah.
if I may, I just want to commend Joe for his leadership. I had the distinct pleasure of touring Worsley yesterday, and I probably interacted with 5 or 6 teachers and at least 25 to 30 kids, students, and their teachers were unabashed about the potential to learn and our children's brilliance. It's not, I was, every single one of our teachers talked about how bright our kids were. And at least maybe 10 of them, I think, were in their dual enrollment classes. And we were talking about titles of the classes they had taken, the number of units they had currently, how many they were going to take next semester. At one point, one of the students sized up that I might be able to make some policy decisions and questioned me right then and there about improving the master schedule. I had no answers for him, but Joe promptly took notes, and Felix and Nick did, and the visit was delightful. And it had nothing to do with buildings, and it had nothing to do with, the new shiny forklift. It was really the spirit of second chances and enormous potential that was being tapped in the moment, and teachers with enormous dedication for our students. And I've just been carrying that for 24 hours, my friends. So this moment seemed right to be able to share that. So thank you again for all you're doing.
Dedicated staff.
Thank you. Now that we've cleared the room. Move on to number 3. Yeah, staff's here. Appointment of representative for the Association of California County Boards of Education. Item number 3. Do we have?
I'd like to nominate Member Burton to be our representative.
Anybody else? It's been moved and we need a second.
I'll second.
Okay.
Guess I should accept.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, that may not be your choice. Okay. Roll call, please.
President Klein.
Yes.
Vice President Matsumoto.
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles,
Yes.
Member Capscott Manson.
Yeah.
Okay, there are no closed session items, trustee activities, any travel requests? Hearing none, let's move on to travel expenses and reimbursements. You have the mileage in your packet. And unless there's any others or any questions about it, Chair will entertain a motion.
Move mileage reimbursement. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? Roll call.
President Klein.
Yes.
Vice President Matsumoto.
Yes.
Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Member Capscott Manson.
Yes, thank you.
Any receipt of correspondence from anyone?
I just wanted to mention, President Clyde, an email was received from a representative of Council Member Esparza's office regarding a meeting with city council members and other representatives from other LEAs in Fresno Unified Area.
Do you have?
I need to look.
Is that what you forwarded?
It's what I forwarded
Yes.
to yesterday, the day before.
Oh, it was yesterday. Oh.
Oh, here it is.
It's called a subcommittee on education. It's what
When's the meeting? You know?
I just don't remember who was our representative.
it used to be.
The
James
date
Mike.
should be August 4th, 2025 at 4:30 PM.
August 4th.
The first Monday of next month.
Yeah, it was the board president.
Well, I'll do it. I think it was Martinez before that.
I don't think that group has
And that's why
I was-
several years.
Yeah, I was the last person who went. It was the ninth.
Yes, Brian was
And
the
it
last
ended up
one.
about safe routes to school.
So Dr. Fine, I received it from Dr. Masamoto, and I will make sure you
Okay.
get a copy of it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else? Oh, no, I'm sure you did. And it's probably on my thing, but I don't have.
Well, it's all from a name, Michael Seeley is the person.
Oh, I probably wouldn't have.
Well, that's it. You know, I almost deleted
Huh?
it, but
He sent it to you? Yeah, well, could you send it again? Because I may have
Yeah.
dumped it. Okay. Okay, okay, comments by board members?
about.
Yeah. No, comments by board members.
Oh.
Bitsy, we can start that in if you haven't. No? Marcy?
No, summertime, vacation.
Brian?
No, we say summertime, but I weirdly was reminded by someone, they went, Halloween is in like 108 days. And I was like, oh my gosh, why are you even thinking of that? School is actually starting right around the corner. Like we saw today about passing out backpacks, remember, school is actually probably only like 3 weeks away or something like that for most people. So we're thinking summer, but school is it is upon us. So the school year is about to be back in full swing. So be prepared for full school season's about to come right back at us. Summer's almost over. So be ready for everything to be back in full swing again.
Okay.
I do have something
We're
that
gonna
I
go
would
back
like
to-
to say, and I
All
would
right.
just like to publicly acknowledge the finance department and Dr. Lyra for helping expedite getting the checks prepared for our two presentations today, because I know that was a very quick turnaround, and it doesn't typically happen that way, but I want to thank you and your team.
Had a very productive conference, the CAPSI California Black School Educators in Napa, the past 3 days. We basically looked at our blueprint and the dashboard for African American students and found that currently they're 102.2 points below in math, 58.9% below in English, and the graduation rate is at 79.1 right now. Big emphasis on AI. And even looking at it at the component of starting to set up from kindergarten through high school, giving that student an AI companion to track, because our teachers have a capacity of 100 students. There's no way they can, with specialized assistants, be able to look at growth charts and where they need assistance, and basically starting to look at AI at the capacity of assigning a personal assistant to each student to help track and follow, and having the conversations about the securities, the boundaries, the components, getting on board, and it's moving forward now. If you're not on board, you might be behind already. Justice was a new verbiage that I heard, which is alarming. The fact that our Black and brown students are still struggling with food insecurity. And that there is a new verbiage called brown food justice. And for us to continue to propose the question, why? So I'll leave you with that.
I have, now, I'll yield my time to the superintendent. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for a really productive special meeting this mid. Molly said it's always neat to have our culture reflected back to us from the comments that happen extemporaneously by the public, and to have Molly from Special Olympics say that she was happy to be in our space because of the joy in the room was very, very nice. It's quite touching, actually. And maybe part of that joy is the humility of our people. Just less than 1 hour ago, Paul Gong was being acknowledged as Employee of the Month. He's sitting behind the computer, humbly managing our live stream.
And he and our representative from Cornerstone Community Care went to school together. They said they haven't seen each other in ages.
A good day in the neighborhood. Congratulations once again, Paul. It's very nice to have your family with us today. I appreciate that very much. I'll just be brief and say what you already know. July is an incredibly busy time for us at FCSS with regard to planning for the year ahead. I've really enjoyed our visits to the summer school programs. I just feel like if anyone's willing to stay in our classrooms relative to the, in exchange for their summer break to really nurture our kiddos over the summer and inspire them and enrich them, then I really want to be there to say thank you and, cheer them on. And each time having the privilege of connecting with our staff who are so incredibly devoted to our students. And I will also just mention that oftentimes some of our summer school staff are staff from other school districts that know our kiddos and they know our programs and they want to come and interact with us. And so that's always nice as well to get to interact with our teachers. We have a lot of happy students and happy teachers in our summer programs. I'm also really excited to share with you a little bit about our strategic plan results. You know that we have a plan for the next 5 years. There's really no reason to deviate from those 5 themes. I will tell you, though, that we feel like we have a lot of traction in all of them. We really wanted to give some energy around internal supports within our own office. And so we're looking at informal mentorship programs and training opportunities. There is so much wealth of information, AI, a prime example, that we are going to make priority to the development and the wellness of FCSS team members. So you'll be hearing more about that over time. And generally, we've continued to look for ways to integrate departments and align our programs to better serve students, districts, and families in Fresno County. In every staffing move, we've assessed staff personal interest and skills with areas of opportunity and growth. And we have the result is a more streamlined organizational chart. I just realized it didn't make it into your blue folder, so I can either give it to you before you leave today or we can email it to you. Again, you'll see that Dr. Allison Hernandez is our new Executive Director for Curriculum and Instruction, and Dr. Matilda Soria is our new Executive Director for a department we renamed for the success of children and families. And in both of those scenarios, there's just a lot of collaboration happening in our offices because we have a real strong lens on improvement work within and outside of our offices. So exciting things happening. Ultimately, we are very well positioned for next year and the next 5 years. I also would just mention that Golden Bell season has come and gone. Again, those windows in the summer, if you're not paying attention. We submitted 3 programs from FCSS. It's getting harder and harder. Now that we are very in tune with what excellence looks like relative to that definition, the Golden Bell, boy, it's really hard to pick just 3. So we have next year's lined up as well. This year we submitted a program from our CTE program, our alternative ed program, and our early care and education program. All 3 will be very strong. We never win all 3, so just managing expectations here. But I was also really pleased that I had asked Dr. Corey Greenlaw to make sure our school districts didn't let that narrow window pass as well. And we got feedback from Parlier and Kerman, and I would assume Clovis, Fresno, and Sanger will apply. And we actually tapped a few superintendents on the shoulder and said, hey, I don't know if you know this because you're working so hard, but your programs are extraordinary. You have the data to provide the evidence, and we'd love to see you submit. So I'm just very excited to say that, again, there's lots of excellence happening in every corner of Fresno County. And then I would be remiss if at least once a year I do not let you know how well the foundation is humming along. You probably know that we have raised in excess of $25 million in the just a few more than 10 years of operation for the foundation at FCOE. We have the Who's Who in Fresno as board of directors. I'm really grateful when they say yes to us because they really want to be ambassadors for our students in our schools. We have a gala on September 20th. I hope you'll consider joining us. There may be a small mini campaign happening between now and the end of the year to help us close the gap for $1 million. We had hoped within the first 5 years to have a $1 million endowment. Our endowment is very, very close to that, but we'll probably start with asking our board members first, and then beyond that, community to help us close that gap and beyond. And then I'll just mention that we just did some vision setting with every department. We have about 40 different departments at FCSS, and many of them had end their meeting with Mary Ellen, who's running our nonprofit, and just talk about who is in their ecosystem, so to speak, who are their natural partners, who are their natural vendors, who are their natural beneficiaries and benefactors. And it was a great conversation about, again, potential for support and greater opportunities, I think, for students in the future. So with that, I say I'm really excited about school year 25-26. Glad to be doing this work with each of you.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, any future agenda items? Next meeting, regular skirt will be on August 21, 2025, here at this office, 1111 Van Ness Avenue, Fresno, 93721. You need the zip. Chair will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
President White,
Yes.
Vice President Sitterfield, yes. Member Quirky,
Yes.
Member Robinet.
Yes.
Member Tapscott, yes.
That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.